this snowy day and staying warm. I'm just gonna play something very quickly on the keyboard. What is that?
Major scale.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very good. What we've been talking about for the past couple weeks now. This is exactly the one that I played. What major scale is this? Based on the first note, and also what accidentals are being used, if any?
There are no accidentals, and it is C major.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Starts on C and no accidentals. I guess we'll probably call C major scale our go-to scale over the next for a while now, because we get to see really what other kind of scales there are in this world. I'm gonna play something else, starting on C. That's gonna be a little bit different. Whoa. I'll play it again. Listen very carefully to how it may be different from what's on the board. Anybody have any idea of what that might be?
It sounds like a major scale, but kind of sad.
Yeah. Very good. Who here's heard the word minor before? Minor scale, minor chord, minor key. Mm-hmm. Well, here it is, a minor scale. Still starting on C, so we'll go ahead and call this one C minor. The show fingers how many notes are different based on what's written. How many notes are different from a C major scale and a C minor scale? 3. Good. What notes are they? Can someone name one note that's different between C major and C minor?
E became E flat.
Mm-hmm. E is now E flat. Good. What's another? That's one. Okay.
A became A flat.
A is now A flat. Good. Is there one more?
B became B flat.
B is now B flat. Are these 3 pitches raised or lowered?
Lowered.
Lowered. Very good. And with that, we can also identify what scale degrees have been quote unquote lowered. What's the first scale degree that's been lowered?
3.
Scale degree 3. Good. Another?
6.
Mm-hmm.
And 7.
Very good. This in particular is not just any minor scale. This is the natural minor scale. Any questions on that? We call this one the natural minor because when we want to write something in minor, this is the go-to scale in a minor key or minor harmony. Just like how this one is a go-to major for the major scale, this particular order. Now, like the major scale, the minor scale has a particular order of whole steps and half steps. Very quickly, what's the order of whole steps and half steps in a major scale?
Whole, half, whole, half.
Mm-hmm. Whole, half. Good. let's take a quick peek now at the minor scale. From C to D, is that a whole step or a half step?
Whole step.
So it starts off a little bit similar to the major scale, but right away, D to E flat. Whole step or half step?
Half step?
Half step, very good. E flat to F, whole step or half step?
Whole, yeah, whole step.
Whole step. F to G, whole step or half step?
Well, it's a whole step in the first one. Why wouldn't it be a whole step in the other one?
Very good. G to A flat. Whoa.
Is it a half step?
It is a half step, all right. A flat to B flat.
Whole because Blackie to Blackie.
Very good. And last but not least, B flat to C. Whole step or a half step?
Whole step.
Whole step, very good. For a minor scale, whole, half, whole, half, whole. Any questions on that?
So do we have to remember that pattern?
If you, for now, yeah, let's go ahead and remember that then. Especially when we go on to learning, later on we learn about minor scales when we use key signatures, but also when we compare it to other minor scales. Let's do another one. First, we'll give a major scale. Right off the bat, what major scale is this one? Based on the starting note and the amount of accidentals, if any.
Looks like it starts on G.
Mm-hmm. And is it a major scale? Even with this F sharp?
Yeah.
Very good. G major. Let's make it G minor. We'll go and start on G. Now with C major, what's the first note that we adjusted or altered? Or what scale degree was the first one that was changed?
Third.
The third. What's the third of a G major scale?
B.
B.
B. So what note are we going to change that to? If we're going to lower it down by a half step.
B flat.
B flat. So then the next one is C, D. And now, what's the next note we're going to change or alter or lower? What scale degree is the next one that we change? The sixth scale degree. So that one's gonna be E. What are we gonna change it to? If we're gonna lower it down by half step.
E flat.
E flat. Now the last note that we alter or lower, the seventh degree. This one, in this case, it's F sharp. How are we going to lower that one down by half step?
Would it be F flat?
Not quite, because F sharp Is that a black key or a white key on the keyboard?
It's a black key.
It's a black key, yeah. So if we want to lower it down by half step, do you think it's gonna go to a white key or another black key?
Oh, okay. It does go to a white key.
Mm-hmm. It's still gonna go to an F, but is it gonna go, if it's gonna go to a white key, it's gonna be F what? What is it normally?
Natural.
Natural, uh-huh. I'll just go ahead and put F natural right here. And then G to complete the octave. Any questions on that? Let's check out the intervals. G to A, whole step or half step?
Whole step.
Whole step. A to B flat,
Half step.
half step. B flat to C.
Half step.
Mhm.
Half step.
Mhm.
No, half step.
No?
Whole step.
Whole step, uh-huh. Any questions on that one? On B flat to C? Or why that would, that's a whole step?
Because the B flat is a white, black key, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So then the C would be a white key,
Mm-hmm.
but B natural is also a white key.
Mm-hmm. And what's the distance between a B natural and a C on a keyboard?
It's a half step.
Uh-huh, it's normally a half step already, so there's no black note in between the B and the C. So when we lower B to B flat, that's gonna make it a whole step between B flat and C natural. Mhm. Any other questions on that one? How about C to D? Whole step or half step?
Whole step.
D to E flat. Whole step or a half step?
Half step.
Half step. E flat to F. Whole step or a half step?
Whole step.
Mm-hmm. F to G.
Whole step.
Mm-hmm. Whole, half, whole, half, whole. Is it exactly the same as the C minor scale?
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Any questions on what we just did with the G minor scale?
Can we hear it?
Sure. There's G major. I'll start with G major. Now G minor. Pretty cool, huh? Can I have a volunteer come up to the keyboard and play a G major scale and then a G minor scale? John?
You said G major?
Start with a G major scale. Ooh, very good. Try that one again. Oh, it wasn't right. That wasn't right. Try that one again. G, A, D. And there's goes down as one sharp in there. So it's not gonna be F, but F what?
F sharp?
F sharp, yeah.
Oh.
There we go. Now let's go ahead and make it minor. G minor.
Okay.
So you're gonna lower the third, the sixth, and the seventh degrees. Good. So now the third is gonna be lowered.
B flat.
B flat. Good. And then C. Then D. And now the sixth degree is gonna be lowered as well.
There.
Good. Yeah. And then the seventh, that F sharp, that one will get lowered as well to
To F. To F.
F.
Okay.
And then beautiful.
Oh.
Excellent. Mhm. What we just did with starting in a major scale, going on to a minor scale with the same root or same tonic, these are called parallel major and minor scales. Any questions on that? Parallel major and minor. Who just heard the term parallel major or minor before? If not, that's okay.
I've heard of parallel lines, but that's a math thing.
Yeah. Does anybody want me to elaborate on that a little bit more? Parallel, major, and minor?
Please.
So they have the same starting pitch. In this case, you have C major and C minor. They both start on C, and they both go up to the octave. And they cover all 7 notes on the keyboard, with accidentals if needed. Any questions?
I've heard it differently before. I've heard the terms relative major and relative minor. Is it different?
It's different. Those are different. We'll get to those later on, especially after we cover key signatures of minor scales. Good question though. I have a little assignment for you guys.
Thank you.
A couple minutes. This one. About parallel major and minor scales. Write out the natural minor scales parallel to the given major scale. For example, you have a D major scale in the first staff. Then right next to it, right in the blank space, write a D minor scale. Write out the whole steps and half steps in between each interval, and use accidentals when needed. It's going to take about 2 to 3 minutes on that one. Is everyone okay if I erase these? take another 30 seconds to wrap up. Is anyone finished? Tyler,
Yes.
would you be able to write out the D minor scale on the board very quickly? Good, good. Can I have a volunteer come up and write out an A minor scale?
My turn. Guess.
Who here needs more time? And John, would you like to come and write out an F minor scale? Anybody else still working on the assignment? Let's take a very quick peek at D minor. So if we want to lower we want to lower what scale degree? What's the first one?
3.
Three.
Scale degree 3. So F sharp. We want to make it F what?
Natural.
Natural. And we have F natural, and this is the D minor scale.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The 6th scale degree is the next one, which is B in a D major scale. What are we going to lower that one to?
B flat.
B flat. Very good. The last one, the 7th degree, C sharp in D major. What are we going to lower that one to?
C natural.
C natural. Very good. Who got that? Good. A major.
Yeah.
Are we gonna look? So what's the first note we're going to adjust or lower? The 3rd scale degree. What note is gonna be that? Is that one gonna be?
C natural.
C sharp is gonna become C natural. The 6th scale degree is normally F sharp. So where are we gonna lower that one to?
F natural.
F natural. Then the 7th scale degree, G sharp. Which one's that? What note is that going to be changed to?
G. Natural.
G natural. Very good. Who got that for A minor? No? Do you want to go over that one very quickly, John?
I think I got it now. Thanks.
Okay. F major, going to F minor. Okay, very quickly. The accidentals, the flats, drawn correctly. Let's just review very quickly. Where do the flats go? Or where do the accidentals go when you're writing out the notes? behind the note or in front of the note?
That's good, just could you keep doing it?
Well, you say A flat. Why wouldn't you write A and then flat?
Good question. Because that way we can see the accidental before we see the note, and that way we know to make an adjustment to the note. We know to lower it by half step or raise it by half step. So that way we see a sharp in front of this note, we see the sharp, and we go, okay, so that note is going to be raised.
Oh, so you don't play the wrong one first.
Yeah, yeah. So you're going around here and you play a B flat, but wait, the flat's ahead of the note. I'm sorry? Ben. Sorry. Don't worry, we're almost out of class.
Okay.
Good thing to bring up. Good thing to remember. I'll go ahead and make those adjustments very quickly.
You should make him read his text messages to the front.
I see, that's another way.
So from F major, we're going to lower the third scale degree. Which one is that? In F major, the third scale degree.
A.
Uh-huh. So it's gonna become, if we're gonna lower it,
A
A
flat.
A flat. Uh-huh. The next one, the sixth scale degree, D, is gonna become what?
D flat.
D flat. Uh-huh. The seventh scale degree, F, or I'm sorry, E. F is the key, sorry. E is going to become what?
E flat.
E flat. Uh-huh. And it just so happens we got E flat. Who got that for F minor?
So a question:
Mhm.
if the third, the sixth, and the seventh degrees are altered, in the D minor and the A minor example, there's 3 accidentals written on the board.
Mhm.
But for the F minor, there's 4 of them. Don't quite get that.
Okay. Well, normally when in F major we already have a lowered note. What is that lower? What is that lowered pitch? Or for that?
B flat.
B flat. Uh huh. Was the B flat changed at all? Was it affected at all by the
Okay.
by playing it in minor?
No.
Mhm. Correct. So because that one is not gonna, it's not gonna be changed at all. We're gonna keep it we're gonna keep B flat in the F minor scale.
Gotcha.
Any other questions? Okay, so what's one thing that let's list a couple things that we went over in class today. Can someone tell me one thing that we went over? One.
We reviewed major scales.
Mm-hmm. Another.
We did whole and half steps.
Mm-hmm. Another.
Did you learn anything today, Tyler?
No, I walked in late, couldn't you tell?
We learn the minor scale.
We learned minor scales. Uh-huh.
Naturals.
Natural minor. Uh-huh. And then last but not least, what's one thing when you compared a major scale and a minor scale?
You said something about the 3 and the 6. And what was the other number? Was it 7?
It was 7. Very good. That's an uh-huh. Very good. So for next class, we'll go a little bit more on the natural minor scales, then we'll look at some of the other forms of the minor too. Notice how I said this was the natural minor. There's several other different minors. The minor scale is a real hot potato. And we'll learn more about that as we go on.
Potato.
Mhm.
Why only one kind of major scale and there are multiple minor scales?
A lot of that has to do with the voice leading, the harmony associated with it, and we'll see that when we learn about the quote unquote harmonic minor and the melodic minor and why those ones are used. Any questions?
Dum, dum,